You know, life is full of surprises, and sometimes those surprises can feel overwhelming, especially as we grow older. For many seniors, the idea of living alone brings a mix of emotions. On one hand, it's about independence and freedom to live life on your terms. But on the other hand, it also means taking responsibility for your own well-being. And let's face it, accidents happen and challenges arise when you least expect them. So, what happens if an elderly person has no one to care for them? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. Now, before we dive in, I want you to think about someone you know, a neighbor, a family member, or maybe even yourself, who lives alone. What keeps them safe? Is it their routine, their support network, or just plain luck? The truth is, staying safe while living alone requires more than just hope. It takes planning, preparation, and a little creativity. Today, we're going to walk through 5 practical ways to stay safe in your own home. These aren't complicated solutions. They're simple steps that can make a world of difference. As we go along, I'll share stories from real people who've faced similar situations. Their experiences will help us understand why these steps matter so much. But first, let me tell you about Walter. Walter is a 75-year-old retired carpenter who loves woodworking and gardening. He's been living alone for years, but recently, he had a scare that changed everything. One morning, he slipped in the bathroom and ended up lying on the floor for over an hour before anyone found him. It was a wake-up call. Walter realized he needed to take better care of himself, not just for his safety, but for his family's peace of mind. This is where our journey begins. We're going to look at Walter's story and break it down into 5 key areas: setting up a daily check-in system, preparing for emergencies, strengthening home security, preventing falls, and staying socially connected. Each area builds on the last, creating a foundation for a safer, more independent life. As we talk about these steps, I want you to think about your own situation. Are there things you could improve? Maybe it's something small, like keeping your phone within arm's reach during the night, or something bigger, like installing a medical alert system. Whatever it is, remember that every little change adds up to make a big difference. And here's the thing: staying safe doesn't mean giving up your independence. In fact, it's quite the opposite. By taking control of your environment and routines, you can enjoy your independence even more. Think about it this way: if you feel secure in your home, you're free to spend your time doing the things you love, whether it's reading, cooking, or spending time with friends. Now, before we move forward, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt worried about living alone? Or maybe you've already taken some steps to make your home safer. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I read every single one, and I'd love to know how you're navigating this journey. All right, let's get started. First up, we're going to talk about setting up a daily check-in system. This might sound simple, but trust me, it's one of the most important things you can do to stay safe. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing no one knows where you are. That's not a scenario anyone wants to face, right? A daily check-in system is exactly what it sounds like: a way to confirm that you're okay. It could be as easy as sending a quick text message to a friend or family member every morning. Or, if you prefer technology, there are apps designed specifically for this purpose. These apps can send automated reminders to check in with loved ones, ensuring that someone is always aware of your whereabouts. Walter didn't have a formal system until his fall. Afterward, he realized he needed something more reliable. So, he started texting his daughter every morning. At first, it felt like an extra chore, but soon it became a comforting ritual. Knowing that someone expected to hear from him made him feel less isolated and more secure. Here's the thing. You don't have to rely solely on technology. Some people prefer human interaction. For instance, you could arrange a daily phone call with a neighbor or join a community group where members check in with each other. The key is finding a method that works for you, one that fits seamlessly into your lifestyle. Another option is to use a service called Life 360. This app allows you to share your location with family members or caregivers, providing peace of mind for everyone involved. It's especially useful for seniors who travel frequently or live far from loved ones. With Life 360, you can set up geofencing alerts, which notify your contacts when you enter or exit certain locations. It's like having a personal safety net around you at all times. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, why bother? I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. And I completely agree, you are. But accidents happen, and even the strongest, most independent individuals can find themselves in trouble. Having someone to check in on you isn't about losing independence. It's about gaining reassurance. Let's take a moment to reflect on Walter's story. His fall was a turning point because it forced him to acknowledge his vulnerability. Before the incident, he assumed nothing bad would ever happen to him. But after the accident, he realized he couldn't take his independence for granted. By setting up a daily check-in system, Walter gained a sense of security that allowed him to continue living independently. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick one method of daily check-in and try it out for a week. Whether it's texting a friend, downloading an app, or arranging a call with a neighbor, commit to making it a part of your routine. Trust me, you'll notice a difference almost immediately. Before we wrap up this segment, I want to remind you that staying safe isn't just about preventing accidents. It's about building relationships. When you involve others in your well-being, you're fostering connections that enrich your life in countless ways. Think about it. Having someone to chat with every day can brighten your mood and reduce feelings of loneliness. Now, as you consider implementing a daily check-in system, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you currently stay connected with loved ones? Would you consider adding a formal check-in routine to your day? Let's start a conversation and learn from each other. Thank you for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this segment, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and stories. Next time, we'll dive deeper into another critical aspect of staying safe: preparing for emergencies. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore how to prepare for emergencies and why it's never too late to take action. As we continue our journey today, let's revisit Walter's story for a moment. After his fall, he realized that being prepared for emergencies wasn't just about convenience. It was about survival. Emergency situations can strike at any moment, and while we can't predict when they'll happen, we can certainly plan for them. In this segment, we'll explore how to prepare for emergencies with accessible contacts and medical alert devices, ensuring you're never caught off guard. One of the first steps in emergency preparedness is creating a list of emergency contacts. It may sound straightforward, but having a clear, easily accessible list can make all the difference when seconds count. Think about the people you trust most: family members, close friends, neighbors, or even local organizations. These are the folks you'll want to reach out to in case of an unexpected event. Keep this list near your phone, bedside table, or wherever you spend the most time. Walter learned this lesson the hard way. After his fall, he realized he didn't have a list of contacts memorized. His daughter had to rush over to check on him, and it took precious minutes to figure out who else she should contact. From then on, Walter kept a laminated sheet of paper with all his important numbers written clearly. It's a simple tool, but it gives him immense peace of mind knowing that help is just a glance away. Now, let's talk about medical alert devices. These are life-saving tools designed to connect you directly to emergency services at the push of a button. Walter invested in a wearable medical alert bracelet shortly after his fall. It connects him instantly to paramedics, allowing him to summon help even if he's unable to speak or move. For many seniors, these devices offer a newfound sense of security, knowing they're never truly alone. But what makes these devices truly remarkable is their versatility. Some models allow you to connect not just with emergency responders, but also with loved ones. For instance, Walter's device sends notifications to his daughter whenever he presses the button. She receives a text message or phone call letting her know he needs assistance. This creates a two-way communication system that strengthens both his independence and his connection to family. Of course, choosing the right medical alert device depends on your lifestyle and preferences. There are options for indoor use, outdoor use, waterproof designs, and even voice-activated systems. Walter chose a model that works both inside and outside his home, giving him the freedom to garden, walk his dog, or visit friends without worrying about being cut off from help. One of the most important aspects of emergency preparedness is testing your setup regularly. Walter learned this lesson early on. He discovered that his bracelet's battery needed replacement sooner than expected. Regular maintenance ensures your device remains functional when you need it most. Make it a habit to test your medical alert system monthly and keep spare batteries or chargers handy. Another critical component of emergency readiness is preparing for power outages. Seniors often rely on electronic devices for communication, so it's wise to have backup plans in place. Walter keeps a flashlight, a landline phone, which works even during power outages, and a portable charger in his home. These small investments can make a huge difference during a crisis. Now, imagine this scenario. You're lying on the floor after a fall, struggling to reach the phone. Suddenly, you press a button on your wrist and hear a calm voice saying, "Help is on the way." That's the power of a medical alert device. It's not just a piece of technology, it's a lifeline. And it's not just for seniors either. Anyone can benefit from having one. While medical alert devices are invaluable, they're only part of the equation. Equally important is knowing how to respond in an emergency. Walter learned this firsthand when he experienced chest pain one evening. His medical alert device connected him to emergency services, who arrived quickly and diagnosed him with angina. Thanks to his preparation, Walter received timely treatment that prevented a more serious issue. Here's the takeaway. Being prepared for emergencies isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. When you have a plan in place, you're less likely to panic when something goes wrong. And that's exactly what Walter discovered. Instead of dreading the unknown, he embraced the tools and resources available to him. Now, I want to pause for a moment and invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you considered investing in a medical alert device? What steps have you taken to prepare for emergencies? Let's create a dialogue around these important topics. Before we move on to the next segment, I want to emphasize that preparing for emergencies isn't just about technology. It's also about connecting with your community. Walter joined a local senior center where members share emergency preparedness tips and resources. This kind of support network is invaluable, especially during uncertain times. As you consider these strategies, remember that every step counts. Whether it's updating your emergency contacts or purchasing a medical alert device, each action contributes to a safer, more confident future. Thank you for sticking with us so far. If you found this segment helpful, Please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more practical advice. Next time, we'll explore how to strengthen home security and protect yourself against scams and burglars. Until then, stay safe and take care of yourselves. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll uncover the secrets to preventing falls and creating a safer home environment. As we continue our journey today, let's shift our focus to another critical aspect of living safely at home: protecting yourself against scams and burglars. Walter learned the hard way that home security isn't just about locking doors. It's about creating layers of protection that keep you and your belongings safe. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to enhance home security is installing deadbolts and smart locks. Walter replaced his old lock with a smart lock that can be controlled remotely via an app. This means he can lock and unlock his door from anywhere, even if he's miles away. Plus, the app logs who enters and exits the house, giving him peace of mind about unauthorized access. Smart locks also offer additional features like temporary codes for visitors or delivery drivers. Walter uses this feature to let his granddaughter drop off groceries without worrying about leaving the door unlocked. It's a small change that makes a big difference in terms of convenience and security. Another essential step in securing your home is installing motion sensor lights. Walter noticed that his driveway and backyard were poorly lit at night, making it easier for intruders to hide. After installing motion sensor lights, he noticed fewer suspicious movements around his property. These lights automatically turn on when someone approaches, deterring potential burglars and providing visibility for you. Walter also invested in window sensors, which alert him if any windows are opened unexpectedly. This added layer of protection gives him instant notification if someone tries to break in while he's asleep. For extra peace of mind, he placed decals on his windows indicating that the house is monitored, even though he doesn't have a full-blown security system. It's a psychological deterrent that works surprisingly well. Now, let's talk about scams. Unfortunately, scammers prey on seniors because they're perceived as vulnerable targets. Walter fell victim to a phone scam a few years ago, losing several $100s. Since then, he's become more vigilant and shares his experiences with others to raise awareness. One of the best ways to avoid scams is learning how to spot red flags. Walter now screens all incoming calls carefully, never answering numbers he doesn't recognize. If someone claims to be from a utility company or government agency, he hangs up immediately and verifies the caller's identity through official channels. Another effective strategy is educating yourself about common scams. Walter attends workshops at his local senior center, where experts discuss current trends in fraud and theft. By staying informed, he's better equipped to recognize suspicious activity and report it promptly. For added protection, Walter uses a reverse phone lookup app to verify callers' identities. This tool helps him identify unknown numbers and decide whether to answer. He also avoids clicking links or downloading attachments from unfamiliar sources, which is a common tactic used by scammers. Strengthening home security isn't just about hardware, it's also about mindset. Walter learned that being proactive is key. He installed a peephole at eye level so he could see who's knocking without opening the door. He also keeps a corded phone nearby for emergencies, ensuring he can communicate even if the internet goes down. Now, I want to pause for a moment and invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you encountered scams or security issues in your home? What steps have you taken to protect yourself? Let's create a dialogue around these important topics. Before we move on to the next segment, I want to emphasize that protecting yourself against scams and burglars isn't just about technology. It's about awareness. Walter's experience taught him that vigilance and education are the best defenses. Thank you for sticking with us so far. If you found this segment helpful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more practical advice. Next time, we'll explore how to prevent falls and create a safer home environment. Until then, stay safe and take care of yourselves.